Solomon Ashams, aka Uncle Solomon, has released the first broadcast about his 20 days experience at the Johannesburg prison. In the video broadcast, he makes his viewers understand that the fight against false prophets was really paying off, relating to the fact that people like Shepherd Bushiri, founder of the Enlightened Christian Gathering, has fled from South Africa to his home country, Malawi, following charges of theft and money laundering. And the Bishop Stephen Zondo, the founder and general overseer of the Living Water Ministries International, is undergoing trial following several rape charges against him. And another Timothy Omotosho, a Nigerian based in South Africa, who is the senior pastor of the Jesus Dominion International, has been in jail and on trial at the Port Elizabeth High Court for rape and human trafficking. Aflukau, who caused him to go to jail, is nowhere to be seen anymore, he says. Speaking of his legal issue with Aflukau, he explains that the clash between him and Lukau started back in January 2017, 2 years before the resurrection stunt he pulled in 2019. Aflukau had made claims that Solomon Ashams had defamed him after the court had warned him not to do so. Speaking of his arrest on the 27th of October 2021, he explained that the authorities never notified him prior to the arrest. They just showed up at the estate where he was living with an arrest warrant while he was home with his wife. He had to go to Denwood prison after his attorney's effort to buy him some time failed. From home, he was driven to Johannesburg prison, which was meant for hardened criminals. The authorities claimed that they couldn't get him a bed space at the prison he was supposed to be. On his way to prison, he made a phone call to some friends and his mentor, Dr. Gabriel Francis, and before going into prison made a video which he uploaded to the internet that very day. On getting to prison, he was given the prison number 2212-49152 and assigned to the Section E of the Johannesburg prison. He states that he was quarantined for 10 days, together with some other 51 prisoners who had arrived on the same day. They were all placed in the same cell, 52 inmates sharing one cell, one toilet, and one bath. Amongst these inmates, he says, there were burglars, fraudsters, robbers, those serving 15, 25, and 3 years, while some were hardened criminals who were returning to prison for another crime they have committed and were used to being in and out of prison. During the quarantine, he says they were only allowed outside for an hour in 24 hours. They were served white or brown porridge with 2 slices of bread for breakfast. For lunch, they were given pap or millet with beetroot or cabbage and a tasteless soup. And for dinner, they got 3 cups of juice and 5 slices of bread. He missed a meal on a day he was fasting, he said, and had to close his eyes just to eat the awful food they were being served. Speaking of his fellow inmates, he states that he was the only non-smoker or drug addict in the cell. He saw heroin for the first time, inmates injecting themselves with drugs, and some having to draw the blood of an intoxicated mate to inject themselves because there wasn't enough drugs for them. They were doing drugs most of the time, he says. He explains that he shared a bed with an armed robber serving 25 years for shooting a police, a burglar, and a guy serving life sentence. He states that prison is filled with corruption. Inmates could have whatever they wanted as long as they had the money. Money which was made available by the corrupt wardens, and they would charge the inmates 50 rands for every 200 rands they got them. There were gangs moving drugs into the prison. One he called the 27, another the 28, and the last of the gangs named the VC. All these gangs were being aided by the corrupt prison wardens. In prison, he had a book in which he documented his daily prison experience, and he plans to publish it early next year. According to his story, he picked up his Bible and started preaching and teaching his fellow inmates in the morning of his second day in prison, making them understand that the love of God supersedes whatever crime they might have committed, stating that so many repented and gave their lives to God, coming to him for discipleship and counseling, while some refused to change their ways. Some, he said, were already plotting on what crime to commit once they were out of prison. He blamed the late rapper Tupac Shakur for so many people ending up in prison, relating to his tattoos which says, "Thug Life, me against the world, and only God can judge me. He also blames hip hop for the great amount of violence today. The prison wardens would come in every day at about 7:30 a.m. in the morning and in the afternoon before they locked them up to take a head count of the inmates. He narrates that he was able to preach to his fellow inmates with love and no fear of whatever crime they committed. Told them the truth about the wrong choices they made that put them in prison, and then he would preach to them about salvation and the love of God.
Day 8 that says the addicts are busy rolling and lightening their weed, cigarettes, and drugs.
Solomon went to prison on the 27th of October after broadcasting a video clip of him going to serve his sentence in prison, and was later released on the 15th of November 2021. On the day of his release, he takes to YouTube to announce his return from prison. In the video broadcast, he announces to his followers and supporters that the battle against false men of God continues. He states that he had expected prison as a consequence for his actions against false prophets, and also expects death too. Talking about his time in prison, he narrates how he got to associate with gang members, drug dealers, fraudsters, and drug abusers, and getting to preach the word of God to them every day. He states that he was locked up for 23 hours for the first 10 days, which he says was a quarantine protocol. Only went out for breakfast. On the day of his release, he was picked up from prison by his mentor, Dr. Gabriel Francis, and a friend of his called Stephen. He claims to have met an inmate who shared the same cell with Pastor J. Israel at the time he was arrested, and smuggled in Hennessy and weed into the cell for the pastor. Solomon Ashoms has exposed and criticized a lot of renowned pastors and prophets, including Prophet T.B. Joshua of the Synagogue Church of All Nations and his wise men, Pastor David Oyedepo, Pastor Chris, Prophet Shepard Bushiri of ECG, Pastor Adeboye, Pastor J. Israel, a lot more, and Pastor Aflukao, who allegedly staged the resurrection of a dead man. He promises to expose so much more with his return from prison and to continue his fight against falsehood in the African church.